Hey everyone, welcome back to All Adventures Great and Small. I'm here today with the Kaeser Wilderness Supply Fire Starting Kit, or Fire Starting Survival Kit. This is the larger of the two versions that I've seen from them. I bought this on Amazon while searching for a fire starting kit for my backpack for hiking trips. I carry other fire starting stuff, but this is kind of my backup emergency. And so I bought the smaller one and the larger one. This is the larger one. So this is a quick review of what's inside. All right, and it does come with this band on the outside. It's a nice heavyweight rubber band. So that came on the outside. We open it up. All right, top of the tin says Kaeser Wilderness Supply. Says fire starter survival ferro rod and some directions for how to build a fire. All right, so let's look and see what's inside. So first thing, looks like some sawdust. It's very obviously dry. I don't see any leaks from the bag. It's a Ziploc bag, so that's cool. That's definitely gonna stay dry, so that's a bonus. So there's that. All right, next thing, looks like a handsaw. These things can be super useful for cutting firewood. They also take some practice and some getting used to, so that's an interesting tool, something to consider. All right, next thing I see is a billow. This is a little collapsible straw. So you pull this thing all the way apart, and then you can blow on this. Sorry, my camera is not focusing, but you can blow on this from here, and the air obviously comes out down here. You want to put this up in or down inside of the fire and blow gently to put some oxygen, put some wind there and help fan that flame. Again, this is something that's going to take some practice, so otherwise you'll just blow out your fire. So it comes with a billow, that's cool. And then you got a ferro rod, obviously for making a spark. And then this is cool, little tiny knife. All right, comes with some paracord on it, little leather sheath, little tiny knife. Yeah, pretty sharp. I'm familiar with this style blade or handle, so the intent is that you use a paracord as part of the handle, and so you'll grip it with these two fingers or three fingers that you can get around it, and then the paracord kind of goes in the rest of your hand. It actually provides a surprisingly reasonable amount of grip there. So, okay. And then looks like what else is in here is some wax-coated jute or twine that you could use for kindling, again, to get the fire going, and it's wrapped around another one of these wood sticks. And then in the whole bottom here, it looks like we got, oh, there you go. Okay, so a little scraper. This would be for your ferro rod, okay? Also looks like it has, here, we'll pop this out real quick, because it does look like it's got, yeah, little millimeter measuring on this side, and there you go. You know, I'm not familiar with what tool this is, but this might have to do with mapping. So if you know what this is, and you're laughing at me right now, feel free to add a comment below so I can know what this is used for, if that's just for measuring, or if this is for distance because of the 5 kilometers. All right, this is wood pieces. Obviously you can find wood out in the wilderness, but dry wood comes at a premium when you're trying to start a fire and it's wet outside. So there you go, now you have it. This is what comes inside of this little kit. So you get your ferro rod, you get your striker, you get a little knife, you get some jute that's wax wrapped, you have your saw, some sawdust, obviously your wood, and some instructions. So you put this together, it's a pretty reasonable size kit. This is the larger of the two. I have the smaller one right here, just so you can see in terms of the side-by-side size. I would say the smaller is more on par with an Altoids tin, but it's a little bit bigger than an Altoids tin. This one is much more sizable. So this looks like a great kit. By no means am I the fire starting expert, so I'm certainly not going to be teaching how to start a fire. But looking at this, I think it comes with reasonable ingredients to get a fire going if you find yourself in a wet situation or emergency, or even camping with a family and you don't necessarily have the things you should have had, or you've exhausted them. Having some completely dry wood, having some kindling, like these, having little billows that you can pull to put some air down inside of the fire. I could definitely see somebody starting a fire even inside of this tin, especially if it's a windy environment, and then setting this tin underneath bigger pieces of wood, using the billow to blow air in and help get it going. So there's some very practical tools here. One thing I'll say in closing though is if you haven't worked with a ferro rod and a striker and trying to get a flame going from one of these, it's a lot of work. And if you don't know what you're doing, it is definitely not going to be something you'll find easy if you're in a less than ideal circumstance. So I would just point out that, with any of these things, you need to practice it. So maybe buy 2 of these, use one, and then hang on to the other. And then one last thing that I would just point out that I noticed is that in this kit, in the larger one, it did not include any sort of magnesium or anything like that. The smaller one did not either. But so just pointing that out, that these guys, you are relying your tinder on the wood here. So which I think is fine, I definitely, but just again, something you want to practice with to make sure you know what you're doing. So, all right, if you have comments, questions, please leave them below, and any feedback is always appreciated. And if this video is helpful, then please subscribe. All right, thanks so much.